Taylor Swift just shattered history. She sold 2.7 million copies in one day, broke every streaming record Spotify ever tracked, and even dethroned Adele's 25, a record untouched for almost a decade. But here's the real shocker. This isn't just another Taylor Swift win. This might be the most powerful music era of her career. Let's break down how the life of a showgirl turned the entire music industry upside down.
October 2025, the day the internet didn't just go crazy, it exploded. Social media feeds froze. Fans were crying, streaming, posting screenshots like their lives depended on it. Hashtags like Showgirl era and Taylor takes over were trending worldwide, and for good reason. Taylor Swift had just dropped The Life of a Showgirl, and within 24 hours, she wasn't just breaking records, she was rewriting history itself.
According to Consequence.net, the numbers are insane. 2.7 million copies sold across all formats in one day. Let that sink in. That's more than some artists sell in their entire careers. And the vinyl sales? Over 1.2 million physical copies in a single week. That doesn't just break her own record from the Tortured Poets department, it obliterates it.
Spotify confirmed it too. Showgirl is now officially the most streamed album in a single day in platform history. And the lead single, The Fate of Ophelia, that haunting cinematic ballad hit nearly 31 million plays in 24 hours. That's not just a number, that's culture shifting in real time.
The question isn't if she broke records, it's how many she broke at once. And maybe the bigger question is, how does she keep doing this? Every time people say Taylor's peaked, she proves the peak is just another platform to climb higher.
So, here's what I want to know from you. Comment below which Taylor Swift era owns your heart. Is it 1989, Reputation, Folklore, or are you officially a Showgirl believer now? I'm going to pin the best comment. Let's see who's been here since the OG Fearless days. Because if there's one thing clear from these numbers, this isn't just an album drop. This is a cultural earthquake. And we're just getting started.
Let's talk numbers, because these aren't just numbers, they're history in digits. When Taylor Swift dropped The Life of a Showgirl, she didn't just release an album, she reprogrammed what success even means in 2025.
According to NME, in the very first week, Showgirl crossed an unbelievable 3.5 million equivalent album units. That's everything combined. Digital sales, streaming, vinyl, CDs, and even cassette reissues. Let that sink in for a second. 3.5 million in 1 week. No gimmicks, no leaks, no controversies, just music, art, and momentum.
Put that in perspective. Remember Adele's iconic album 25 back in 2015? That album was the standard. It debuted with 3.38 million copies in its first week, a record so massive people said this will never happen again. Fast forward 10 years later, Taylor Swift just looked that record straight in the eye and said, "Watch me."
What's wild is that she did it in the streaming era, when people barely buy albums anymore. We're talking about an age where attention spans are shorter, competition is endless, and yet Taylor Swift moved more units in 1 week than entire record labels do in a quarter. Her vinyl numbers alone, over 1.2 million physical copies sold. To give you context, that's more than the entire Billboard Top 10 albums combined that week. Imagine one woman's vinyls outselling everyone else's digital drops, deluxe editions, and bonus versions combined. That's unheard of. And here's where it gets crazier. Showgirl became the first album in history to dominate across every major platform simultaneously. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon, even Tidal, all crowned Showgirl the #1 album of the week. Nobody's ever done that. Not Drake, not Beyoncé, not even BTS at their peak. You know what that means? Taylor Swift isn't just competing anymore. She's operating on a completely different level. She's setting new benchmarks that even the industry has to stop and recalibrate around. But here's a fun question for you guys watching. Do you think Taylor's dominance is pure talent or perfect timing? Drop a comment right now. Talent if you think she's unmatched as an artist. Timing if you think her era and marketing genius made it happen. I'll read through your comments after this upload and pin the most interesting take.
Because honestly, this isn't just about music sales. This is about a cultural phenomenon that's bigger than charts.
Even industry veterans are stunned. One Billboard analyst said, "What Taylor did with Showgirl isn't a release, it's an event. She's making history in real time." And they're right. The rollout, the numbers, the media, it's all synced like a perfectly timed fireworks show. So yeah, Showgirl didn't just break records. It reset the scoreboard.
And we're only 2 weeks in. Calm, reflective tone to start, like a documentary narrator shifting gears. Now, let's compare. Because Taylor's dominance right now, it didn't appear out of nowhere. It's the product of evolution. Every era she's lived through, every heartbreak, headline, and reinvention led her right here. Remember Midnights? It dominated streaming platforms and cemented Taylor as a digital era queen. The album could look like in the streaming world. But The Life of a Showgirl? This isn't just another chapter. This is the culmination, the point where everything she's learned about art, branding, and emotional storytelling
This is
collides.
more than music. It's a cultural revelation, led by one artist who turned raw authenticity into a force of global power. She took the deep, reflective storytelling from folklore, the unapologetic drama and armor from Reputation, the sonic polish and pop precision of 1989, and wrapped it all inside something new. A cinematic, theatrical experience that feels like Broadway meant Spotify.
TheWrap.com didn't exaggerate when they called it a masterclass in album-era architecture, because that's exactly what this is. An architectural blueprint of how to build an empire one album at a time.
Now, let's put this in perspective. Adele's 25 was once the gold standard, the untouchable debut, the you'll never top this benchmark. But Taylor didn't just pass it, she redefined the entire playing field. She did it without radio dominance, without controversy, and without a single leak. Just raw anticipation, immaculate rollout timing, and sheer artistry.
And here's where it gets really fascinating. Even Billboard analysts are openly admitting it. No other artist alive today can launch an album like this. Not Drake, not Beyoncé, not even BTS with their global army. Because what Taylor has built isn't just a fan base, it's a movement.
Think about it. Every Swiftie worldwide knew the drop time, the hidden messages, the secret track lists, the Easter eggs buried in visuals. Every post, every lyric, every color palette. It's intentional. Taylor isn't just selling music, she's crafting mythology.
And that's the difference. The Showgirl era isn't simply about what she's saying, it's about how she says it. Each album was a journal entry, but Showgirl, it's her autobiography, written in stadium lights. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which era do you think defined Taylor the most? Type folklore if you loved her storytelling, type reputation if you think her comeback power peaked there, or type Showgirl if you believe this is the ultimate era, her legacy moment. I'll feature the best comment in the next video. Because when you look at her career as a timeline, from that curly-haired girl with the guitar to the architect of a billion-dollar empire, it's not just evolution, it's revolution. And Showgirl, that's the moment evolution became artistry perfected.
So the question is, how did she do it? How did Taylor Swift take an album release and turn it into a global cultural event?
The truth is, it wasn't luck. It was engineering. Every frame, every font, every color was planned like a film director staging her final masterpiece. Taylor doesn't drop albums. She launches worlds.
She knew that in 2025, attention is currency, so she designed her campaign to earn it, not beg for it. Limited edition vinyls, variant covers, and collectible inserts. Every edition hid a different lyric, a secret note, or an Easter egg that pointed to the next reveal. Fans weren't just listening, they were decoding.
She partnered with Spotify for custom listener stories that played like mini-movies. On TikTok, she dropped micro-clues, emojis, color codes, hidden timestamps that only real fans could spot. Twitter, or X, became her playground. Reddit turned into a digital war room where Swifties connected dots faster than PR teams could write press releases.
CreativeBlock.com called The Life of a Showgirl the most immersive album campaign of the decade. They weren't kidding, because this wasn't marketing, this was world building.
Think about it. Every outfit she wore during promo had a hidden meaning. The colors in her Instagram grid matched her vinyl cover palettes. Even her tour visuals contained coded transitions that hinted at the Showgirl theme before the album title was even revealed. She wasn't just selling music, she was selling membership to her universe.
It's why her fans don't call themselves listeners. They call themselves detectives, theories, and creating thousands of TikToks, fan edits, and memes before the first track even dropped. Taylor didn't build hype. She built participation.
From country roots to global pop icon, Taylor Swift took 2006 by storm.
Even streaming platforms bent their rules around her. Apple Music turned her banner global for a full 24 hours, something they've never done for any other artist. Spotify made Showgirl its homepage theme with an animated countdown clock and exclusive AR features in select cities. Even Amazon Music built a virtual dressing room where fans could unlock filters inspired by each song.
This wasn't just a release, it was domination. When Taylor Swift moves, the internet reshapes itself to follow.
Here's what's genius. She made her fans the co-authors of her marketing. Every view, every post, every reaction. It wasn't promotion. It was collaboration. The line between artist and audience is gone. Forever. So here's my question for you. Did you catch any Easter eggs before release day? Drop your favorite hidden clue in the comments, or the one that blew your mind when you realized what it meant. I'll pin the best one below. What Taylor pulled off here wasn't just marketing genius, it was movement making. It changed culture itself.
And in the next chapter, we dive into how the life of the showgirl to change the charts itself. It changed culture itself.
Here's the thing. At this point, it's bigger than Taylor. Because when an album sells like this in 2025, in an era where most people barely finish a TikTok, it's not just a success story, it's an industry shockwave.
Labels are panicking in the best way possible. Executives are sitting in meetings right now asking, how did she do it? Entire release plays dropped the life of a showgirl. She just reset the music business model.
Taylor Swift transformed from country sweetheart to pop powerhouse, blending storytelling, emotion, and reinvention into a global music model.
Think about it. In a digital age where artists fight for 15 seconds of viral fame, Taylor made people wait months, and they loved it. Fans didn't stream once, they bought physical copies, multiple versions, and even traded variants like collectibles. That's not a fan base, that's a movement. According to Euronews, her rollout has officially become the branding trend of 2025. They said marketers, not just in music, but in fashion, tech, and film, are studying her strategy. Because Taylor Swift didn't just sell an album, she sold an experience.
And it's not stopping there. Cities hosting her shows are seeing tourism spikes that rival sporting events. Hotels are booked out for months. Local economies are booming. Bloomberg actually compared her tour's economic impact to the Super Bowl effect. And for once, that's not exaggeration.
From restaurants to flight bookings, Showgirl turned pop music into a global stimulus plan. Think about that. One woman, one album, reshaping local economies. When has that ever happened before?
Here's the craziest part. This wasn't backed by controversy or scandals. No feuds, no drama, just creativity, connection, and consistency. Taylor proved that authenticity, when done right, can outperform any PR stunt.
Let me ask you, do you think any other artist could pull this off in 2025? The most interesting take, and if you've got a theory about who...
Let me ask you, do you think any other artist could put this off in 2025? Could Drake, Beyonce? Here's the truth. Showgirl didn't just break records. It broke the rules of how music connects to culture. Find the future of fame itself.
From country roots to global pop icon, Taylor Swift took 2006 by storm.
So here's the big question. What's next for Taylor Swift? Because after the life of a showgirl, she's no longer competing, she's defining the era. Industry insiders predict this might become one of the best-selling albums of the decade, with projected global sales soaring past to 10 million copies by the end of the year. That's not just impressive, that's historic. And if you think that's the peak, think again, because rumors are already swirling about the Showgirl Tour 2026. It's trending on X, TikTok, and even fan forums before it's officially announced. Some insiders say it could become the highest-grossing female tour in history, surpassing the Eras Tour itself.
Imagine this. A world tour designed like a stage musical, that blends live performance with filmic scenes. The kind of show where every costume change becomes a plot twist. If anyone can do it, it's Taylor.
Taylor didn't build hype, build participation.
And get this, IndiaToday.in put it perfectly. Look. That quote says it all, because this isn't just a success story, Howard.
This is more than music. It's a cultural revelation, led by one artist who turned raw authenticity into a force of global power. But beyond the charts and numbers, there's something deeper happening here. Taylor's legacy isn't just about music, it's about connection. She made millions of people feel seen, heard, and part of something bigger. Her art became a mirror for an entire generation's emotions: heartbreak, hope, reinvention.
And maybe that's the real record she broke. Not the streaming numbers, not the vinyl sales, but the emotional gravity of her art.
As fans dig for the next Easter egg, Furies are flying. A rumored visual album, a short film sequel to The Fate of Ophelia. Some even think there's a surprise collaboration in the works. Names like Harry Styles and Lana Del Rey keep popping up in the fan theories.
Whatever she's planning, one thing's for sure. Taylor Swift isn't slowing down. She's just getting started.
So what do you think is coming next? Drop your theory in the comments. I'm pinning the best one below. And if you made it this far, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we've got even more deep dives into the biggest celebrity stories shaping pop culture today.
So do you think the life of a showgirl is Taylor's greatest era yet, or has she got something even bigger coming next? Drop your thoughts below, and if you love seeing celebrity history in the making, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because this era, we're just watching the beginning.